The humble gardener. In the picturesque town of Brookhaven, surrounded by rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a humble gardener named Lucas. Known for his meticulous care of the town's public gardens, Lucas was a fixture in Brookhaven. His gardens were renowned for their vibrant flowers, neatly trimmed hedges, and the soothing tranquility they provided to visitors. Despite his role in enhancing the town's beauty, Lucas was often regarded with indifference by the townspeople. Many saw his work as simple and unremarkable, a task that anyone could do. Yet, Lucas approached his job with dedication and pride. He believed that every task, no matter how humble, deserved respect and commitment. One crisp autumn morning, a young woman named Emma arrived in Brookhaven. Emma had recently graduated from university and was eager to find a meaningful job. Her ambition and idealism drove her to seek a position that would make a significant impact on the world. Emma had heard about Lucas's dedication and wanted to meet him, hoping to gain insight into how to find fulfillment in one's work. "Good morning, Mr. Lucas," Emma said as she approached him in the garden. "I've heard a lot about your work. I'm looking for advice on how to find a job that is truly meaningful and fulfilling." Lucas, who was busy planting tulip bulbs, looked up from his work with a warm smile. "Good morning, Emma. Finding a fulfilling job is a noble quest. Let me tell you a story that might help you in your search. Years ago, when I first started working in the gardens of Brookhaven, I was a young man with dreams of doing grand things. I thought that true fulfillment could only come from high-profile jobs or positions of power. My first job was as an apprentice to an older gardener named Harold, who managed the town's largest park. Harold's work was meticulous and precise. Every day, he would tend to the plants, trim the trees, and maintain the park's paths. To many, it seemed like routine labor, but Harold took great pride in his work. I often wondered how he could find satisfaction in such seemingly mundane tasks. One day, a large group of tourists arrived in town. They were visiting from a city far away, and they were looking forward to exploring the park. Unfortunately, a storm had rolled through the night before, leaving the park in disarray. Fallen branches littered the paths, and the flower beds were muddy and broken. Harold and I worked tirelessly to restore the park before the tourists arrived. We cleared debris, fixed damaged plants, and tidied up the pathways. As we worked, Harold spoke of the park with a deep affection. He explained that he saw the park not just as a place of beauty but as a space where people could find solace and joy. When the tourists finally arrived, the park was in pristine condition. They marveled at the restored beauty and enjoyed their visit immensely. Harold took satisfaction not just from the park's appearance but from the happiness it brought to others. After the tourists left, I asked Harold why he found such fulfillment in this work. He told me, "A job is not just about the tasks you perform but about the impact you have on others. When I see people enjoying the park and finding peace in its beauty, I know that my work has meaning." That lesson stayed with me. Over time, I came to understand that true fulfillment comes from recognizing the value in every job and the positive effects it can have. Whether I am planting flowers, maintaining paths, or simply talking to visitors, I find purpose in knowing that my efforts contribute to something greater than myself. Tarankan. Emma listened thoughtfully, taking in Lucas's story. "So, you're saying that finding meaning in work isn't just about the job itself but about how it affects others and the attitude we bring to it?" Lucas nodded. "Exactly. Every job has its own value and potential to make a difference, no matter how simple it might seem. It's the attitude and care you put into it that truly matters. Emma reflected on Lucas's words. She had been searching for a job that felt significant and impactful, but she realized that she had been focused on finding a role with a grand title or lofty goals. Lucas's story made her see that fulfillment could be found in any job if she approached it with dedication and a desire to contribute positively. Inspired by this realization, Emma decided to take a different approach in her job search. She began applying for positions where she could make a tangible difference, no matter how small the role might seem. Emma took on a role at a local community center, organizing events and programs for children and families. At first, the job seemed unremarkable, but Emma approached it with the same dedication Lucas had described. She worked hard to create engaging programs and foster a welcoming environment. Over time, she saw the positive impact of her work as children enjoyed the activities and families came together for events. Emma found deep satisfaction in knowing that her efforts were contributing to the community's well-being. The work, though modest in scope, had a meaningful impact on the lives of those around her. Her dedication and positive attitude transformed her job into a source of personal fulfillment. One day, Emma returned to Brookhaven to visit Lucas and share her experience. She found him working in the garden, tending to a bed of vibrant marigolds. "Mr. Lucas," Emma said, "I wanted to thank you for your advice. I took a job at the community center, and while it may not have been what I initially envisioned, I found great fulfillment in it. Your story helped me see that every job has its own value." Lucas smiled, pleased to hear Emma's story. "I'm glad to hear that, Emma. Remember, it's not about the title or the prestige of the job. It's about the care and commitment you bring to it and the positive impact you can have." Emma nodded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "Thank you, Mr. Lucas. Your wisdom has truly guided me in finding meaning in my work." As Emma left the garden, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. She understood that fulfillment in a job came from recognizing its inherent value and contributing positively to the world, regardless of its scale or grandeur. Lucas continued his work in the garden, knowing that his role, though humble, had a profound impact on the community. His dedication and respect for his job served as a reminder that every task, no matter how small, had its own significance and potential to make a difference. Moral of the story: the value of a job is not determined by its status or visibility but by the dedication and attitude one brings to it. Every job has the potential to be meaningful and fulfilling when approached with care and respect. True satisfaction comes from recognizing the positive impact of one's work and finding purpose in contributing to the greater good.